Nearly 4 weeks now, and Bitcoin is still churning between 28,000 and 31,000. It's what we're looking at in today's video, looking at the whale games, looking at the churn, and like we talked about in yesterday's video, how not to get caught up in the trap of losing a ton of money during this period of the market, trying to decide whether we're going up, we're getting bullish, or if we are going down to lower prices. Let's look at that in today's video. Make sure you've smashed up the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. 60% of you aren't subscribed. That's a good update from the previous video, so make sure you hit that subscribe and also the bell notification icon as well. The exclusive giveaway is over. 4 lucky winners did win half an ETH each. I'll leave the details up here on the screen. And be sure to check the details in the video description so that you can claim your prizes. All right, guys, let's crack on with today's video. This is the chart now, update of the last 24 hours. It is basically the BART patterns that we're all are used to now when we get a sideways crab-like market, down, sideways, up, down again. It's basically a churn market, which is why I'm not looking at this as a really good time for shorter term trades. Now, if you were interested in shorter term trading, we looked at this yesterday, how to keep yourself safe. I think the moves need to be a little bigger in order to get some good returns, but it's not like it can't be done at this point because you've got the trading range between 28K and 31K. Now, a lot of people are trying to find other ways to be making income from the market at this point. So make sure you definitely have your stops in play if you do want to be trading these markets. What I prefer to look out for are clear trends. And what happens at the end of these churning periods are generally we get a very good clear trend. And we looked at that in yesterday's video, just going back to each of the times where the market does go sideways, we usually get breakouts because that's what these churny sideways periods are doing. They're building up for a breakout in the market. Now, I want to let you know that we have just released our trading indicator tool. You know, I talk a lot about GAN and the swing chart. And so this is finally released now. If you want to use this as part of your trading plan, definitely check it out. All you got to do is go up to indicators up here and type in TIA GAN swing indicator. You can see it's locked here, so make sure you check that out, read the details, and you can sign up for that particular indicator. And I'll use that on the channel a little more so you can see how it's used and just how clean it is when the market gets trending. You can see we get some churny sideways periods, and then the market can go on some nice clean trends. And the yellow line here, which is the swing chart indicator, set to specific rules, and it's been coded that way based directly off of GAN's rules on how to construct swing charts. You can get some very nice swings that keep you safe in the market, and it tells you where to put your stops so that you can take the profits if the market reverses and goes down, or if you are going short, then you can take profits if the market starts to head up. So you can see that we had a very beautiful swing on the way down from the all-time high. It was November 10th. So the market just starts to head down, and you can see the swing tops, these little yellow peaks, the points, none of them are crossed until all the way down here in December. So this is a month and a half long trade before the market is actually crossed and you're stopped out. So entry under here at 62, exit at 48, and if you're trading on your leverage with your plan, stay safe, of course. I don't ever recommend anyone doesn't trade without stop losses. Then you can look at this and use this as part of your signals. And that's what I want to look at in today's video as well. So once you've got that established and you're looking at how this is trading with the sideways trading range, then you can apply this, hit this tool up, and then watch it as we break out, whether we break out to the upside or the downside, so that you can trade long or short in these market conditions. Now I'm focusing more on Bitcoin because, like we looked at for weeks now, Bitcoin season. So I'm looking at this as a Bitcoin season. The dominance is really increasing at this point. We just keep hitting new recent highs. We're up at around 48% of Bitcoin dominance. And that was sort of the levels that I was looking at for potential resistance, because that was back in October, we got to around that 47, 48%. For Bitcoin to move forward from here and take out some new recent highs, I think we're going to have to break through some of these highs that have been set throughout 2021. And so that percentage is now 48, closer to 49% dominance. So I think once we get that move on, then we're going to start to see Bitcoin go for a little bit of a move on here, taking away that gain from all of the altcoins. And this is really going to be Bitcoin's time to shine, which leads me very well into today's video sponsor, which is usually the sponsor. It's ByBit. And ByBit are putting on a World Series of trading. So if you're interested in that, I have left the details in the video description, so check it out. If you go down below, hit the remind me here, because it's about to start in a couple of days time for registrations. But if you are an early bird and you register, then you can get yourself $50 of free credit on the platform. So make sure you check that out and hit remind me so that it updates you when that's out. There's a total prize pool here of 8 million USDT with a couple of different squads. So you can trade in a squad here, or you can trade in a solo race. There's a prize pool of a million USDT. And then as squads, there's 6 million. So remember, you're trading with different people here. And then also the speed zone loot. So there's another million USDT to be won during the month of July. This goes from June into July as well. And you can see just when all of the dates are for the competition. So check out the link in the top of the video description if you want to get involved in the World Series of Trading with ByBit. It's the second year running now. And when it comes to trading, I always stress the importance of using a stop loss. People often think that they get absolutely wiped out in terms of their accounts if they are trading out there, and they look at things like the liquidations. Like we saw some high liquidations over the last 12 hours. It's still important to look at the risks when it comes to trading and also investing. But liquidations can essentially just mean the amount of money that you have put up within a single trade that you are willing to lose in order to gain a particular reward at the other end. So maybe you want to put up $100 per trade to look to make $500 because you've got a longer or a higher target to hit for your trade. That's what the liquidations can mean. It doesn't mean that your entire account gets wiped out. And I think that's a very big misconception across retail crypto. They believe they get completely wiped out. And I see that in the comments as well. It's not true. Unless you don't use a stop loss, then your account can definitely get entirely wiped out. That's why it's always important to use a stop loss. And that's what the liquidations here mean. It's just that money that you have put up in order to trade on leverage, and always just have some really strong money management rules when it comes to that trading. Now, the whale games continue because the liquidity is quite low, which means that they're able to move the market a lot easier. And the reason for that is volumes are still quite low. So when the volume's low, there's less being traded out there, and it's just easier to push the market around. So we can see that if we zoom out, the bigger volume came in on that May low, but now we've just started to taper off in the volumes. And the weekends, you can see the little periods where the market drops down for a couple of days. That is basically the weekends that are showing up here. And so the weekends are another riskier time to be trading as well. So keep that in mind if you are looking to trade. So eventually this move has to happen one way or another. Bitcoin is obviously winding up. We are showing signs of higher lows, but of course lower highs at the moment. And then also with the dominance, you can still see the market creeping up here. And we're not seeing much of the money flow into the altcoins generally, broadly speaking, but it is coming back into Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin is trending sideways at this point in time, but of course getting those higher lows. So I'm watching still for those breakouts, for that clear close above. It's around that 31.5K now, but more ideally above these previous tops here at 32.2K. And that to give us that next move on to test the $34,500. So in the meantime, I still see the whales continuing to play the games until we can get the breakout. I would definitely be looking to stay safe if I was trading, be holding some stops underneath these levels of around 28,000. You can see the lows that are in here. That's a pretty simple strategy to remain safe in the market and not get liquidated in your entire account. Just keep it nice and safe. And then to the upside, obviously the breakout, if you want to keep it close, I'll be looking at the top of the swing here at about 31,800. But ideally, I do like the look above 32,400 because that just clears the previous top on the 31st of May. and then allows the market to be able to move a little more freely towards that next resistance level, which is about 34,500. A quick update today, as the market is still trading sideways, but showing those little signs, those earlier signs that it does want to try and test those upper prices. It's getting ready. It's been like this for the last few weeks, and you've seen those moves out. And then the market gets slapped back down, but the lows are still remaining just that little bit higher. Make sure you check out the links in the video description for ByBit and the World Series of Trading to get your exclusive bonuses if you sign up on the 10th, and also to see if you won yourself half an ETH. I've left the user IDs in the video description as well, so make sure you follow the instructions in order to claim your prizes if you are one of the lucky winners. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be here every day of this Bitcoin bull and crypto bear market. I'll see you guys at the next video. Until then, have more fun to get more done.